Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chairman, members of the committee. Do you have a preference whether or not members go to the mic here or lay out from
No preference, whatever you'd like to do.
Okay, well, if it's okay with you, I'll just stay here.
That's fine.
And in the interest of time, I'm going to try to be brief here. Just want to explain to the committee the situation surrounding this piece of legislation. It's actually a pretty neat little bill, I think. That last session, this committee passed this bill. In fact, it passed the entire legislature and was vetoed by the governor because, and I want to be very straightforward about what he said, he believed that it required a constitutional amendment to go with it. He didn't criticize the substance of the bill. He said he thought it required a constitutional amendment. Now, I will tell you that I never heard a single lawyer in the House. I'm a lawyer myself. I looked at it. No lawyer associated with the committee last time or in the House or Senate thought that it needed that. I mean, that was an analysis that we all undertook from the very beginning and felt that the bill sufficiently defined what we were doing that it could not possibly in any way legally be described as a lottery or a raffle, truly, because there was no consideration involved. So we went forward without an HJR last time. This time we're going to be extra careful and we're going to do the HJR, okay? So we're going to give, hopefully, the governor opportunity to sign this bill this time by giving him what he says he needed last time, which was an HJR to go with it. So what does this bill do and what's it trying to solve? In essence, we're trying to find creative ways to get Texans, and particularly lower income Texans, to save more money, to become less consumptive and more savers, which then hopefully they can become investors and become people who own assets. So we have data that shows that more than 1 in 3 Texas households don't have a savings account currently, and that nearly half of Texas households don't have the savings necessary to cover 3 months of basic expenses in the case of an emergency. Now, what that has led to, and we've had this debate many times in the legislatures, the rise of the payday lending industry. Folks don't have enough money to get themselves out of a pretty basic jam. $400 is enough to tank some of these households and force them to have to go to a title lender or a payday lender, and then they get in that cycle that we're so familiar with. Well, we've had some difficulties in the legislature getting that industry regulated the way some people want it regulated, but my approach has been, if you take away the demand for a product, you don't need to regulate them. If people don't need to go in the first place, there's nothing to regulate. They go out of business. They literally go out of business for want of customers. I'm trying to deprive them of customers by turning these folks into customers of a bank or a credit union. And the way you do that is to encourage them to save. So people have come up with this very neat little tool called a prize-linked savings account, which basically allows people who open savings accounts at a bank or a credit union to be eligible for a cash prize offered by that bank or credit union from the bank's own marketing fund, not from their money. Their money is never put at risk. The depositor's money is never at risk, which is what makes this not a raffle or a lottery of any sort. Your money is never put at risk. They can't charge you a special set of fees for these types of accounts that they don't charge for other accounts. They can't charge you a different rate of interest for these accounts than they can charge for other accounts. It's all they can do if they so choose. Banks don't have to do this, but they can if they want to. All they can do is offer a cash prize to people who deposit money into a savings account on the same terms as they offer any other product that their bank offers. They can't charge some sort of surcharge for this. So what have we seen happen in places where this has been instituted? And it has been instituted not just in this country, but in different places around the world. But I'll just stick with the United States. Data that we have suggests that within the past 5 years, 4 states, I think there's more than this, but just within the past 4 years, 4 states have offered new prize-linked savings programs: state of Washington, Nebraska, North Carolina, and Michigan. In each one of those states, about 60% of the people who have participated could be described as financially vulnerable. So it's getting at the people that we're interested in trying to help. And these programs in those 4 states have led to over 50,000 new account holders who've collectively saved more than $94 million. So this actually does get people to go and open accounts where it's done. So what we have before the committee right now is the bill as filed, House Bill 471, and the commensurate House HJR 37. There will need to be a committee substitute to do some technical cleanup. And so the substance of the bill will not change, but there was some drafting errors that need to be corrected. But in essence, what we are trying to do is send this bill back to the governor, which passed overwhelmingly both chambers last time. I'm not sure it had any opposition from anybody, but we want to give the governor the HJR that he says he needed last time to be able to sign it this time. So at this point, I guess I will allow anybody who has a question to ask a question and reserve the right to close if that so pleases the chair.